Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Base. It's gonna do this is how we do text, baby. My name is back. You know what it is, know what it is. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. What the word preacher preach on. And today's topic we're gonna talk about is today I want to talk about non-binary. I really want to talk about this. Do you think it's a myth or unmyth? Why I'm talking about this? Albanese, or in not never Romancy. It's a form of magic involved in the communicate with the deceased or or either by the the spirit as the composite of rising them bodies and for the purpose of divine and the divine nation and the part of it the meaning to the former of the future and pretend discover the hidden knowledge or to the use the seed as a weapon as the as the as the terms may sometimes have been used into a more general sense to refer to black magic or witchcraft. The Nebuchadnezzar, the word Nebuchadnezzar is derived from the late Latin and Nabernadi itself, or the borrow from the post classical Greek from and Nabernadi as the compound of a ancient Greek as the known as dead bodies and directly imitate of the prophet or divinate this episode of the opposite end, which is the obsolete divided into divided and divided the realness of the dead and to probably into the Hellenic Greeks into Roman and the Naponid in Latin and as Nabonidus in the 17th century English. Why I'm showing this to you? Guess what this is about? This is about just rising from the people from the dead. I know some people ain't gonna believe this. It goes back to Babylon, ancient Greeks, and Rome. Man, you would not believe this. Notice this word, not, but it left the man's Nancy, not Negro, Nabio, Nancy. I'm gonna show you this. Let's go to this because you know I know people ain't gonna believe this, and I know they're gonna have a hard time. Nabio, okay, Nabio, meaning okay. Let's look at this word. People gonna have a hard time believing this. Here, you see this word, urban and dictionary, and Negro is the word of Negro in Greek and derivative from the rooted word nabio means dead. To me, that is crazy. What the hell? It got something to do with the black community. I never forget. I was watching a movie. The movie called Evil Dead Part Two: The Army of the Darkness. This movie, I'm gonna show you right here, is Part Two: The Army of Darkness. I watched this movie, but I always wonder what is that movie is about. It's bringing rise back from the people from the dead. Not for Nancy. What that got to do with the black community? I mean, I want to make this video is simply because I don't believe this kind of stuff. But you always have to wonder. It maybe might be it's true. You never know because this guy It's the Army of Darkness in 1992. The guy who played the character, it directed directed James Ram and writer Ram and Eric and Ram and the Bruce Bruce Campbell. This guy, Ace, Ace, Bruce Campbell. He was it. This movie. Guess what this movie is about? A man, a man in accidentally translation into the 1300 A.D. Where he may battle a army of the dead and to receive the Nabonet and so he can return home. What they got to do with this? Because I know some of my folks ain't gonna believe this, man. I'm gonna show you one more time, and I'm gonna say this to the black community. Give me your comments. Give me a response. I want white people to answer me this. Is it true that the Nario is another word for Negro? Because when you hear this word, you need to ask yourself, what does that word means? Why they keep saying it to the black community? Here it is right here. It says it right here. What whites will never know in the conscience of masses. Okay, here it is right here. Malcolm even discovered this years ago. A Negro of self-human. I've been hearing white people say this. Half case, half case, or whatever you want to call it, Nario and Nabucco and Nabucco and corpse. You hear this? Negro from the Greek word nabio means dead. It means a dead, and the Bible is absent into interval, and Nario is the from the Nabanasbi, the ancient Egypt rituals from rising the dead, and many of us thought that the Negro is Latin for black, and of course of black people called Negro because of this. But ask yourself if the letter is indeed true. But why ain't Europeans call themselves Bronco? Why ain't Asians call themselves Mongo? I always wondered that too, because you got to ask yourself, and this is why they say this word right here. Okay, let's look at this right here. In the Western culture, black is in the Western culture, black has always been symbolized for death. The black straw as the funeral, black cat servant of the devil, the black death over there in Europe, and etc. threw it in the Greek word nabio, dead. Deaf, the Greek word nabio, deaf, when translated to Latin, become Negro, black, and the history in the inferior Europe, black was the universe descent from the purity. So slave owners believed their African slaves are purity and socially dead, have no better word to describe to them than Negro. I mean that right there, it sounds crazy. You can look this stuff up, but you got to ask yourself: do the white folks know what this word means? Do they know what that word means? But what they got to do with us for some reason? And it says right here, the word Negro is a Spanish word for black. The Spanish language coming from Latin, which is its the origin in the classical Greek. The word Negro in the Greek is derived from the rooted word nabio. Nabio means dead. What it was, it referred to as a physical conditional is a noun and redolent as of a property of the state of mind for millions of Africans. This is what it says right here. I mean, it couldn't be. It says writing, science, medicine, and religion is already part of the citizen, part of civilized. So I want to give you a comment about this because you got to ask yourself: it's strictly forbidden for Negroes, slaves to learn how to read and write, as much as the knowledge was the key to the liberty, and it was in place of the firmament out of the reach as Negroes become educated. However, they sell to refine themselves. See, this is what it says, and also what it says right here. So there you have it, Negro, a race of dead people with a dead history, from no hope for resurrection, as long as they remain ignorant of the past. This was a triple threat: the death of the mind, body, and spirit of African people. People can need to look this stuff up because you gotta ask yourself this question. Is it true it got something to do with us right here? The word Navio. Whatever this word is, Navigro, whatever you, man, Seago, Negri, Navigio. Basically, they trying to say we're going to rise back from the dead. No wonder why they say the word nigger. Because white people say this word. But notice it's left the GR. It left the G out instead of putting out an R in it. But if you notice, if left the C, it put the G in there, like Negro. But it left the G and put the C. Not I'm going to go trying to say it's a form of black magic. But ask yourself, is it true? And it got something to do with us with form of black magic. And it says non wrong me go. It's a form of black magic from rising back from the dead, trying to say that blacks can communicate with the dead, gonna rise from back from the dead. It's like that's what probably this black zombie they talk about is, if it's white zombiness. But it basically, I mean, I don't believe this kind of stuff, but then again, you never know. But I want to say this to whites and everybody else. It has something to do with us, with this typical word right here. And my brother says, because this is what this word means when you hear the word Negro or nigger or whatever. You got to ask yourself, if it is true that Malcolm knows something about this word that none of us know, then how come we didn't know about this years ago till now? Ask yourself on that, all right? All right. Give me your comment, give me your video response, and tell me what you think of this video, all right? All right. It's your boy Domination, this is Back of the Basic, and check out the deuces, how we do text, baby. Until next time, all right? All right. Peace, and I'm out.